Hi everyone, this is Marcia. Welcome back to another project. We are going to do a bracelet this week, and we're going to be using some amethyst gemstone beads because it's February and amethyst is the birthstone for February. I have a few strands here that were found in jewelry jars and or bags, and we're going to be breaking the strands and making actually a 3-strand bracelet. So let me show you. Oh no, before we get into this, I'm going to show you what I did off camera on the last project. We did garnet earrings, and I was in the middle of doing a bracelet to match it, so I wanted to share that with you. I finished the bracelet. It's very delicate. It's just a simple rosary style loop, and I used the garnet, whether they be garnet or garnet colored glass. I'm not sure. I didn't test them. I can't on the gem tester that I have. I need a flat surface, so I can't test these type of beads. But these are garnet, and I did on some of them, as you see here, I did use some of those small, I think they were 2mm, 3mm, I forget now. But I used the small beads to go with that. And then I did not have a sterling silver clasp. I was surprised. So I went ahead and, keeping with the organic feel of the beads, I went ahead and made a clasp. Just a simple, I think they call these S hooks. But I attached it, and I made the jump rings with my bail making pliers. Actually, I probably had silver. No, I couldn't find silver. It's been a long time since I've made jewelry, so I probably used up a lot of my supplies and didn't replenish them. So anyway, so I made the jump rings, and I just made the simple clasp, and this hooks on to one end. I closed it up here, but I left it slightly open here to get it on and off. So anyway, that's how it turned out. I'm going to wear it throughout the video, and I don't think it's going to fall off. It's a good size. It's just a little bit longer than 6.5, so it works. So anyway, let's get back to this week's project. Like I said, we've got the beads here. What I am using, and this is, I'll share this too. This is one way that I keep some of my findings and beads and, you know, components organized. I use these little containers. Got them at Dollar Tree a long time ago. But I keep my findings, and this is the clasp. It's a slide clasp. And Nicole, I don't know where I got these. May have been Hobby Lobby. Could have been Walmart. Either I will take and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll take a portion of the original card and I'll put it in the bag. This is the bag that it came in, and it doesn't have a Ziploc, so I normally change it out. But we're going to use this slide clasp today, and I'll be making 3 strands with the amethyst beads. So anyway, and then I have a larger tote. It's not really, I don't know which, it's a carrier like, and I keep these. I'll show the carrier one day. I don't want to get up and get it right now, but anyway, that's how I kind of keep them together. As with these as well, these are my crimp beads. This is a crimp bead, a number 1, a number 2 crimp tube, and then I have my wire guardians, all beadalon. It's just a product that I like and I've used. So, and these are all silver plated, so as is the clasp. I'm pretty sure it said silver plated. Yep, silver plated. Do not have sterling silver on these, so next best thing, I suppose. We'll see. Because I do like to use precious metals with the semi-precious and precious gemstones. So anyway, I think I'll be using the wire guardian today, along with, I guess, the crimp bead. not use the crimp tube. So put that away. So we're done with those two containers. And that's the materials. I'm going to be using a 49 strand, again, Beadalon. I guess I like their products. Bead stringing wire. And with the larger beads, these are rather heavy. I like the 49 strands compared to 19 or 7. So yeah, and it's very flexible. So that's the beading wire we're going to be using today. I also have the crimp covers that I'll probably put on the crimp beads. And I bought these on Amazon. Don't know, I don't remember the company. Not the best quality. They're not Beadalon. So I'm just going to use it because I have it, but I prefer the Beadalon products. So tools, let's see what tools we're going to need. We're going to need wire cutters to cut the wire, and I'm not using my smaller ones because this is heavier. Anyway, I'm just using regular wire cutters, and I've got these pliers for putting on the cover, if I so choose. And we have the crimp tool to put the crimp beads on the wire. So, one thing I am missing is, well, I guess I could use my wire cutters, but I need a pair of scissors to cut these. All right, scissors. I need scissors to cut the beads off the string. So let's put the tools off to the side. And let's figure out what we're going to do here. I like these, and like I said, we're going to do 3 strands. And in my mind, I was thinking having the large beads down the center, having that as the center strand, with this. I don't think I'm going to be using these flat beads because I think they're going to just, I don't know. I don't know. Let me get them cut apart and then I'll make a final determination. But I think I might be using the round beads in between these larger ones and then just bring another strand of these smaller nuggets on the other side. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So let's see if it turns out that way. And this bead collection, I don't know where these came from. Hallcraft. Anyway, let's get these off of here. Oh my, okay. So I hope everyone is doing well today. It's not cooperating. There we go. See, they wrap these around to keep them on like you would a stop bead. And that's exactly what it did. It stopped. Oh, it's around there twice. Well, let's not worry with that. And I do like the darker beads, but I'll mess with that later if I need more than what came off of here. So let's put these off, separate them, and we'll see. Yeah, there's a variation of color and tone in these beads. So let's snip this end and get some of these beads off. I'll rebag these. I won't put them back on a string. So I don't like the way that is. Put that one off to the side. These are kind of chipped up. Let's see if I put that. Yeah, I don't think I like the flat ones. We'll save them for earrings or another project. That's a good one. Let's see. This is And I normally say when you make a bracelet, make it the length minus whatever the clasp is, and usually the clasp is about a 1/2 inch, and if you saw that, you know, from this side to this side, it's a 1/2 inch. And then of course you'll have a little bit more, probably a 1/4 of an inch with the crimp bead and the cover, and 1/8 to a 1/4. So how's that gonna look? Okay, let's see. Make sure I'm still in frame here. Just want to get an idea of what the length is going to be. Yeah, let's put a darker one in here. I'm not sure I like that end. Trying to stay with some of the cleaner ends. Okay. That's a pretty clean end. 5 1/2, maybe one more. And this one looks pretty good. All right, well, we'll see. That's about 6 1/4, but it might scrunch up a little bit. Let's get some of the beading wire. Oops. Off. I'm using bright, and it is dark. I've said this before. It doesn't look like bright to me. This looks like bright. So we're going to, I do this a little differently than some people, only because I find that I waste less by doing it this way. I will leave it on the spool, and I will thread or place my beads on the wire, do the crimp on one end, and then I will snip off what I think I need to do the other end. And that will become clear. If it wasn't clear, that'll become clear in a minute. So, and the thing, no, I don't think I'll need a bead on the end if I'm going to use. Oh my goodness, there's 2 of them stuck together. Just want to see if I want to add, because if I want to add these, I might do that. Do this. Okay. Yeah, I might put those on the end. I think it might finish it off better. So, okay, we'll hold off on that. And I'll start stringing them on. Okay, I'm going to have to hold this differently. Oops. I might not be able to use these. Let me snip this off because it looks a little frayed. That is not... I might just use scissors because that... Nope. My wire cutters are not cutting the wire. There we go. So I think that's a little cleaner edge. Let's see if it will fit through this hole. It may not. Okay, well, have success. I can't find the hole in this. There it is. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, we have the beads strung with the wire guardians. I need to get the wire guardians. Yeah, by keeping these in the bag, or in a bag. I put them in the bag with a section of the tag or the cardboard that comes with it. It lets me know what I have, and when I run low, I know what to rebuy, repurchase. Alrighty, so did I get my? Oh, I didn't get my beads out. You know, when you're doing this off camera, you just do the work. You don't have to think about the words, you know, to explain what you're doing, and a little easier. It's easier just to do than to have to explain what you're doing, in my book. Alrighty, so. Okay, now that we have our beads strung, we're going to crimp off this one end. And we're going to pick up one of the crimp beads, put it on the wire, and then we're going to get a wire guardian and come up one side of the wire guardian and come down the other side, if I can. Oh, come on. Don't get out there. Alrighty. And before we... Boy, that's springy. Before we close this up, we want to make sure that we put our clasp on, because that is a closed ring, and we wouldn't be able to do it later. Okay. I think I'm going to get a jump ring to use on this. Let me do that. Okay, I did the other end off camera. I'm back. I wanted to make sure, it measures 7 inches, but I wanted to make sure when you have chunky beads like this, even though I would normally wear like a 6.5, you have to allow for the width of those beads. So that is probably pretty good for me, because I don't like it to fall too low. I don't like it to be too big or too small. I don't want it tight. I don't want it loose. So if I can get it off, I've got to figure out how to get this thing off now. There we go. Alrighty, so this is, we want to make sure we have them going properly. There's these stop ends. You want to make sure you have one on each side. So we've got the center one finished. And if I'd put a different clasp on there, which I can, you know, I have a toggle clasp, that would be a standalone bracelet. But I'm not going to stop there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to, okay, we're done with these beads. We're done with those. I think we're done with those. I don't think I'm going to add any fillers with this. I need some more. I need some more of everything, don't I? I'm going to get 4 of the crimp beads, 4 of the wire guardians. Look like little horseshoes. And we'll need 4 more jump rings. Oh, I've got 3. I've got 4 jump rings. I like that. I like amethyst. Hopefully. So let's go ahead and snip the end off of that. And as before, we're just going to start stringing the beads onto the beading wire. And I'm going to continue that off camera. I could fast forward through it, but it doesn't make sense to have you watch me do this. So let me go ahead and get the length of beads that I need for one side, and then actually I guess I'll know how much to do for the next one, so just hold on. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and I did one strand of the smaller nugget beads, and I went ahead and I attached it to the bracelet. Yes, it's done exactly the same way as this center one with the larger nuggets, and I just went ahead and attached it with jump rings, and I went ahead and made the final strand. It measures about 6 5/8, so just a little bigger than 6 1/2, and we'll attach this and we'll see how it looks. Yeah, I was really having problems with my my two cutters. I guess it's time to get a new pair. So we're going to attach this. Let's get this. Okay, and we've got one more jump ring to put on. And I don't know if I mentioned it. When I was putting the first string of the smaller nuggets, these holes are very small, and I could not get the wire through it when I double backed, so I decided to go ahead and use a couple more of the round beads that we used as spacers here on either end, because it allowed me a little bit of space to come back around and go through the bead before I cut off the wire. So that kind of ties it all together, I suppose, having that bead on both ends, or on all the ends here. Okay, let's get this final jump ring on. Get it on here. And let's see what it looks like. So there we go. That's the final look. Am I going to be able to get this on? I'm going to have to go off camera. I might have to go off camera. Oh my goodness. I'll be back. Okay, I got it. One more. So, there we go. I could do one additional thing to top this off, and I could put these on head pins and maybe one in or the other. Put a little drop. But, that's not me. I'm not really into that. I don't think it really adds or detracts. But yeah, I had to do a lot of this off camera. It was just repetitive and tedious. When you're working with these small pieces, I don't know how a lot of these crafters do it on camera. I don't know if they're working with magnifiers as they're working, and we're just not aware of that. But anyway, here is the bracelet that I made on the last video. Very delicate. And here we've got that chunky look of the amethyst for this week's video, this month's birthstone. That'll do it for this week. So if you have any questions, or if you have any comments or suggestions as to what you would do differently or whatever, leave me a comment. That's going to do it. So until next week, or until that next video, you all take care. Bye.